Good evening, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of the PC Specialist EBRC Invitational Championship. I'm Seb Scott, and as ever, I am joined by, well, probably the best man to be a co-commentator or even a commentator on this. It's esports champion, real-world rally driver, and he knows a thing or two about Dirt Rally 2.0, John Armstrong. Hello, John.
Hello Seb, and hello to all the viewers. Very glad to be back for round 2. It looked like good action on the first 2 stages, so yeah, let's see how the guys get on today.
Yeah, it was action-packed. Currently, James Morgan leads, but it was by no means easy for him. James Williams took the first stage win yesterday. Remarkable performance by James, but to be fair, today's action, they're going to have to do a lot to beat yesterday's. Yesterday's was pretty action-packed, John. What were your standout moments?
You know, I think the pace that we did see was very, very hot, and we've seen some spectacular moments as well. A few punchers and guys getting some parts wrong. So, yeah, I think you know, we're seeing a champion drive from James Morgan as such. He's took a measured approach to the first stage, and now he's back into the lead after James Williams had an issue in stage 2. So yeah, he's definitely taking a good approach. So yeah, we'll see how today goes, but hopefully we see as much action as we did yesterday.
So, speaking of action, today we've got a very short stage and then a long stage. We've got a 4.6 kilometer stage on Descenso por Carretera. Then stage 4 to finish us off is a nice 10.6 kilometer blast on Camino a Centenera. Right, so you'll notice as well, everybody, we have got an amazing new partner. PC Specialist have come on board for the PC Specialist EBRC Invitational Championship. If you're looking at getting a gaming PC or even any parts or accessories, head down to their website. We've got a brilliant discount code for you. Use the discount code EBRC and treat yourself, you know. If you're interested and you want to make sure your graphics are looking spectacular, or you want 60 frames or even more frames, I don't know how many frames you can go on Dirt Rally, John, I'm sure you'll correct me in a minute. Get down to PC Specialist, use the discount code EBRC. Okay, we're on the start line now. Stage 3 is about to begin. We're on board with Eamon Creedon. He's running 10th at the moment, 20 seconds down off the lead. It's not been a bad rally for Eamon, but he's just clipped the barrier a couple of times, or the odd rock face. John, how important is it to stay away from those barriers and rock faces?
Yeah, it's very, very crucial. You know, you want to stay on the tarmac as much as you can in Spain. It's as close as we get to circuit racing in rallying, so you want to stay pretty much on the smooth tarmac as much as you can, and you have a few cuts here and there. We just see a cut here now that you can take, but yeah, you just need to be careful in those cuts as well.
Yeah, you say, you know, you've got to drive. Oh, it's a big one for Eamon there already.
Yeah, he's just clipped one of those rock faces, as you were mentioning previously. Has he got away without it too much damage?
It looks like he's okay. It doesn't look like there's a puncture, and there's 4 wheels on that wagon, which is what you need. Oh, and again!
Oh, another spin. This Peugeot's getting a lot of abuse. Oh, he just reverses into the rock face.
Oh, Eamon's having a nightmare right now. So, let's hope Peter Jackson can make a bit of a better way of it than Eamon Creedon did in the opening split there. Seems to be a lot darker for Peter Jackson there. I don't know if that's just a difference in console that he's using, but we're flying through this little village section. Now, I've had a go at this stage, believe it or not, and I enjoy this bit here, and this massive cut. If you get it right, it's brilliant, but then where Eamon went off his first accident, there's a 5
this
right
corner here. Yeah.
So
it's very easy to run wide when you're trying to carry that extra bit of corner speed. You know, you can just get it completely wrong and wash out to the outside. We're seeing Peter clip the inside and then clip the barrier on the outside, but he's got away with it.
They're bouncing around like pinballs when they tag those barriers, aren't they? And now Richard Crozier, bit of a second-hand looking fiesta there, but he's running 4th. Another good performance from Richard Crozier. Finished 6th on our opening round in Wales. What have you made of Richard so far, John?
Yeah, it's been a really, really good performance from him so far. Just 4.6 behind the leader in this rally, so all still to play for, and yeah, as you said, it's a consistent run, 6th in the first rally, and now currently running 4th.
Back on board with Eamon Creed in here. Seems to be a bit more where he should be in terms of on the tarmac. You may recognise that. Oh, there we go, on the stop line, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very tricky stage. I lost it there in a 5 right, spun the car, couldn't get it back out onto the road, and couldn't find first and couldn't find reverse. And did the same thing about 200 metres up the road again.
Couldn't find reverse, John. You know, when you're under pressure and you make these mistakes, people might be watching thinking, how can you not find reverse? It's so difficult, isn't it, when you're in the zone?
Yeah, it's you know, when you've just had an incident, you become quite flustered, and yeah, finding reverse is quite an easy thing, but when you need to do it quickly, it's never as quick as what you want it to be.
Lost a bit of time in places, so not too happy about that. But came out unscathed. Haven't got any damage, so on to the final stage.
A lot of time lost there for Eamon Creed, and 29 seconds slower than Peter Jackson. He's got a lot to make up on the next stage. Richard Crozier, however, 3 seconds up on, I think it's Peter Jackson's time from the split there, and Rupert Flynn is in the stage as well. Rupert had a spectacular off at the end of stage 1 yesterday and made the rookiest of errors, wasn't carrying a spare. How much do you need to carry a spare, John, even if you're 100% confident in yourself?
It's that risk that you're willing to take. You know, a spare tyre adds 20 kg to the weight of the car, and that's simulated in DiRT Rally 2.0, so you're going to save a bit of weight if you have no spare, but if you have an incident, you punch your tyre, and you've got no spare to replace it with, you know, you're going to hemorrhage time.
Had some huge moments. A couple of corners from the end, in a fast section, just ran a little bit wide and was headed straight for a road sign, but managed to gather it up.
So we're looking at Dale Furness now. Sounds like Richard Crozier wasn't happy despite actually going 10 seconds up on Peter Jackson. You know, not a bad time, I'd say, John. What would be an okay time here on this stage in an R5 car? 2:13 for Richard at the moment. Oh, I think Rupert Flynn was quite lucky there.
He's just had a reset, so it's going to add a bit of a penalty onto his time. A good stage time in this stage, you know, I'm not actually 100% sure. I haven't ran it in a little while, but yeah, I'd say you could maybe shave another 6 seconds off that for sure. But it's looking like a strong time for Richard so far.
Another 6 seconds, right? So if we get a 2:07 later, John was spot on.
It's trying a bit too hard. Got an 8-second penalty. But at least I've got all 4 tyres.
Ever the optimist there from Rupert, and to be fair, 8-second penalties, only 1 point. That would make him 1.9 off Richard's pace, and that penalty caused him to reset on the road, losing further time. So he actually blew away a decent stage time there, John.
Yeah, it's a shame that he did have that incident. It looked like it was going to be a really good time, but yeah, you need to be consistent as well. So it's all about being consistently fast.
So we're looking at arguably my star of the show yesterday, James Williams. Led the rally after the first stage, however, that's when it all started to go a little bit wrong. Did the pressure get to James? We don't know, but currently he's still in with a fighting chance of getting this rally. I think he's only 5 seconds down, John. Dale Furness.
Good run, maybe a little bit cautious in places, but nevertheless it was okay. I enjoyed that one a bit more.
So second for Dale on the rally leaderboard. He's trailing Richard by 4.9, but he did take 1.4 seconds out of him there. We're back on board with James here. He's a second up on Dale's time at the moment on his final split. Meanwhile, Eddie Lewis has just gone into the stage.
It's looking like a fast and committed run by James Williams in this stage as well. I've seen him hitting a barrier earlier on. He's using all of the road, carrying lots of corner speed.
So this is the thing. I guess the key here is flow, but you've just got to nail every corner, haven't you? You know, gravel you can slide about a bit, you can clip a bank in here and there, but on tarmac, you clip anything, you're over. Let's hear from James now.
That stage was a lot better for me. No mistakes. I think there was a small mistake in the middle, but otherwise pretty good. So happy with that.
A 2:09.8, John. So he's getting close to that 2:07 marker that you laid down.
It's getting very close. That seemed like a good stage for James. Oh, Reese just clipped that wall. Done quite a bit of damage to the side of the car, but none of the mechanical components, so he's all good.
Reese has been spinning a lot of plates recently with the WRC shooter and EBRC. Eddie Lewis goes too wide there. We saw Rupert Flynn even make the same mistake, John.
It's the exact same mistake, just ran wide into the spectators a little bit there. But thankfully we just get a reset, and yeah, it's a time penalty for him to incur, but yeah, we'll see how he gets on the rest of the event.
I don't know if surprised or disappointed is the right word for Reese at the moment. Eddie Lewis crosses the line, just scrapes 5th at the moment on the rally leaderboard, but I don't think that will stay there for long. Reese Yates had a good show on Wales, but Reese has been doing the WRC shootout as well, John. How difficult is it, from your experience, managing 2 different games and still being able to perform just as well?
I think that's probably one of the most difficult things to do in if you're doing esports, is jump between games, because every game is very different in how they look, how they play, how the physics feel, and you have to readjust your brain and your driving style. What you can do in one game you might be able to get away with in another, so it is very, very difficult to be fast on multiple games.
No, I absolutely agree, and I think that's reflected in a way in Reese's performance, sadly. I'm sure if he had 8 days a week, he'd be able to get more practice in as he crosses the line just here, drifts wide, but just gets it 7 seconds down though, John.
Another mistake. I was so lucky. I went through a left and hit this wall. I thought, oh, it's definitely a puncher, so maybe lost, like, I don't know, not that much time, but yeah, I'm so sketchy through these stages. I'm like...
Yeah, it sounds like Reese is struggling just to get confidence in where he's going to place the car on the road. You hemorrhage time if you don't have confidence. We just see Josh McLaren. He's 4 seconds behind the leader going into the stage. Looks like he's carrying a lot of speed so far.
A lot of speed, a lot of cuts. This is what we like to see. Josh, you know what? He's had a trouble-free run so far, really, and similarly for Matt Edwards, and they're not too far apart. 4.4 seconds and 4 seconds. That's 0.4 seconds, the gap from 2nd to 5th on the rally right now. If this was real life, well, this is real life actually. This is proper competition. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing to see. I think Matt and Josh need to really put in a really good effort in this event to try and crawl back in the overall championship results.
And speaking of championship, these are the real-life BRC drivers. We'll hear from Matt, and then I'll continue.
All in all, a fairly clean run, and just very, very close with myself and James at the moment at the top, and hopefully we can have a good run in the last one and seal another podium.
So we're on board with rally leader James Morgan now, but these are the real-life BRC drivers and co-drivers competing in R5 cars right now. You at home can also take part in the EBRC Championship, and you, if you win the championship, could get yourself a test in a real-life Fiesta R2 with EDSL Sport. This is an opportunity that doesn't come along very often, is it, John? How hard is it for you to get yourself a test in an R2 under normal circumstances?
It is such a hard thing to achieve. It costs so much money to drive an R2 car. They're quite an expensive little package now, and to rent one, you're chatting thousands of pounds. So to have the opportunity to get behind the wheel of one in a test is fantastic, and
I think we're in the fight for a podium, so yeah, we have to keep on going and have a big push in the last one.
So Josh McElwain, 1.5 seconds faster than James Williams, and you were finishing, John, just about the test, the opportunity it is. Something different you can do in the... Sorry, go on.
It is fantastic, to be able to get behind the wheel of one of these cars and to win it as a prize. It's such a nice feeling to feel like you've earned your spot behind that driver's wheel.
Matthew Hurst won round 1 on Wales. Quite an exceptional time, I won't lie. I'm definitely not up to that. I got myself a top 100 spot, which I'm proud of. Points paying positions go up to 50th on the EBRC Championship, which is an official Motorsport UK Championship. On board now with James Morgan. Can he get another stage win? No, he can't. James Williams takes the stage.
Stage 3 is done. Obviously didn't do my homework well enough because I didn't know it was going to be dark, so it was a bit of a surprise, but didn't get the pace that I wanted, so I don't know, be all or nothing in the last stage, I think.
All or nothing in the last stage. Well, there we have it. 3 seconds separates James Morgan from Josh McAlane. James Williams 4.1 down. It's a 10-kilometre stage, John. It's pretty wide open from 1st to 5th, would you say?
Yeah, I think it's anyone's rally up for grabs at the moment. You know, you can quite easily take 6 seconds.
Absolutely, and the gap there, 1st to 5th, only 1.8 seconds separates it. We're already into stage 4. The excitement and anticipation is building now. We will have a rally winner by the end of this stage. Eamon Creedon starts the stage. Peugeot's looking a bit second-hand after a few bumps and scuffs and scrapes, but how different is this stage, John, compared to the short little blast we just had then through Descenso por Carretera?
So this stage is absolutely flat out at the start, as we can see right now. It's all 5th gear stuff. You change down to 4th here, but then you're carrying a lot of speed again now for another kilometre or 2, and then you come up and you turn junction right, and then you actually join on to the stage that we just seen, only it's the opposite direction, which will be a nice challenge for the crews as well. They have to drive what they've just done in the opposite direction, and you know, try to drive to the notes and not from memory. But yeah, it's a good stage. It's very high speed.
This is a question I've actually got for you. In terms of, we just had a really tight, twisty number. The first stage was quite a long, flowing one. What do you do with your setup? You've got a 10-kilometre stage here, and if you get your gear in, like, you can make leaps and bounds up, but then in the slow, tight corners, you've not got much get up. Where's the compromise?
But that's it, you have to go for a compromise, and that's the case in real life and in sim rallying as well. You have to go with a setup that works in pretty much all conditions of the rally. For sure, you can change the setup in service to suit different stages if you have prior knowledge to what to expect, but generally speaking, what I do is just get a compromise setup that works in, you know, the technical stuff, the fast stuff, and just make sure that it suits my driving style, and use that for pretty much the whole event.
So you'll be able to see the speedo here on Peter Jackson. The R5, does it top out about 120 under normal gearing? Is that fair?
Yeah, it's slightly less, about 110 to 115, but obviously if you go for a longer ratio, you're going to drastically increase your top speed. So that's probably something that these guys have done for this high speed section at the beginning of the stage.
And there's a lovely sound. I mean, some people find it irritating, but when I hear a rally car on the limiter on a straight, nothing beats it. It just sends chills down my spine, especially when you see back end out, sliding rad like Richard Crozier. Masterful stuff, loving it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. That sound of the car on the limiter at top gear. It just it's the sound of knowing that you can't go harder, if you know what I mean. As a driver, you're just sat there and you're listening to it and you're like, you know, this car's on the limit, I can't do any more. An interesting story behind that was the previous rally game the Codemasters made to the Rally 2.0. They didn't have a limiter like that at top speed. So it's one of the little details that I managed to improve for Dirt Rally 2.0. So I'm quite proud of that.
No,
it's a nice little thing.
I feel that's what I love about Dirt Rally 2.0. It's the little things, the small little details that you just don't get. You know, like when you change a gear, you can hear the gear selecting. When you're on the start line, if you're in cockpit view, you can see the driver grabbing the handbrake. You can even see Phil Mills turning the pages and moving about. It's absolutely incredible. If you want an immersive experience, get yourself a PC from PC Specialist. Get yourself Dirt Rally 2.0 Game of the Year edition with the Colin McRae flat out pack. Absolutely incredible stuff. I love it, and I'm not very good.
I think you're pretty good, Seb. Don't be putting yourself down like that.
I tell you what, we weren't able to do a Seb versus John for this round, but I reckon we might try and squeeze one out in the meantime before the next round. Let's have a little look at Rupert Flynn now. He's 1.2 seconds up currently on, I think it's Eddie Lewis in front of him. I could be wrong. Rupert's really not got much he can do on this rally now in terms of overall positions. Dale Furness, however, 11.4 down. If he goes a second per kilometre quicker than James Morgan, there's a very good chance he could win this rally, John.
Yeah, that's it. But I think it's highly unlikely. You know, these guys are all very close together. If you're pulling, you know, a couple of tenths per kilometre, you're doing really well. So I think we're going to see a tight finish on the stage. But hopefully there's big gaps and we could see a change of leader come the end. But we'll see. Whoever's got the most guts to keep it pinned through that first section is going to, you know, get the most time back, I
think that's it. Some of these corners, you really have got to have faith and belief in yourself. As Eamon Creedon crosses the line to set the first time, we'll hear from Eamon now.
Probably my favourite stage of the rally. Nice clean run through there. Happy to see the finish line.
He got there eventually, that's what we want to see, a nice clean run. Rupert Flynn just seems to go a bit deep there. Are we going to see tyres go off at the end of this stage, John?
Yeah, we're definitely going to see the tyres being worn, and we're going to see the cars start to move around a bit more towards the end. And the guys have to be careful because, you know, they could come into a corner and just get a bit more understeer or oversteer than they're anticipating. Just seen James Williams go a bit wide into that drain there. Don't forget the guys have already done a stage before this as well, so they're already going to have a bit of wear on their tyres. So yeah, we'll see how they go.
Richard Crozier, he seems to be doing alright. He's there or thereabouts in his splits, but a lot of reds and only one green as we're on board with Peter Jackson. Is he coming to the end of his run now? I think he is. 5:06. So
clean rally, a couple of mistakes here and there, but it's to be expected. Yeah, really enjoyed it.
That's fantastic. 10 kilometre stage, 0.1 seconds between Eamon Creedon and Peter Jackson. This is what's the beauty of motorsport, virtual or real. Guys can take a totally different approach and then just be 0.1 seconds apart after 5 minutes of running. It's fantastic.
That's the kind of gaps you expect to see in circuit racing, but you know, over a 10 kilometre stage with so many corners, you know, to have these gaps in rallying is amazing because there's so many variables, and you would expect the gaps to be bigger, but just the guys are so committed with their pace notes in real life and in virtual rallying that we're seeing really close times.
Over the line.
I will see it. End of the day, we're able to bring the car back to EDSL Sport in one piece. It's a cleaner run than I had in Wales.
So Richard Crozier over the line, a bit faster than Peter Jackson and Eamon Creedon, but still 1.5 seconds. The gaps are quite small on this. It's quite a flat-out run, John.
Yeah, it's quite hard to make a difference on these stages. You know, the start's very fast, so you don't have many tight corners to gain more time, because I think you can always gain time more in the technical areas of a stage than the flat-out ones. To be honest, there's not that many technical areas in this stage, so yeah, we're going to see a close leaderboard in the stage times.
Not a lot of time to be made, but certainly possible to lose a lot of time. You get a gear wrong or clip a barrier at 120 miles per hour, you can kiss goodbye to a rally win. Rupert Flynn across the line, greens all round until the end there.
It's good to end the event on a high. Hopefully in the next event I'll be able to not crash.
Heart goes out a little bit to Rupert Flynn there. He had a very good first stage, and I think that's the story of his rally there. Literally end of stage one, into the finish gantry, got a puncture, and that was it. He was on the wheel rim before he even got to the first corner on stage two. We're on board with James Williams now. This is one to watch because James is in contention for rally victory here. Can he stop James Morgan from a second EBRC Invitational rally victory? I have no idea, John. What do you think?
Oh, he's 4.5 up already. He's got 2 sectors left to go, so it's looking like an extremely good stage time already. If he can just keep this pace up now to the end.
And Dale Furness, like we say as well, he's 11.4 down. Anyone makes a mistake in front of him, Dale's there as he crosses the line.
Feeling pretty confident, to be honest, to be up there on the pace, but it wasn't to be. Just didn't click.
Looks like James Williams could have Dale Furness here, John. I'm a bit surprised by Dale's time, to be honest. 3.1 seconds down. I did expect more there, I won't lie.
Yeah, I was expecting Dale to come through with a stage time to challenge for the fastest so far, but it looks like he just maybe lost a bit of time in a couple of sectors there.
Matt Edwards 2.7 down. Matt Edwards isn't having a good run. What's happened there, I wonder? Can't really see the car close up at the moment, but and we're back on with James Williams.
Oh, he just runs wide onto the grass. We're coming up to the finish line now. Wide on the grass again.
Not the ragged edge.
Yeah, we had a few moments, but just trying to claw back the time from the mistake and trying to have a clean run through there. But no, really enjoyed it, and thanks very much to everybody for putting it on.
I mean, that's a cracker of a time.
Are you impressed with that time then, John?
That's a cracker of a time. 8 seconds faster than anyone else so far. Let's see what the rest of the guys can do now. I think you know, James Williams put himself in a really good position to challenge for a podium at least.
It's nail-biting stuff now as we come to the closing stages of this epic Spanish adventure. This is our Clacton-on-Sea substitute. Oh, Eddie Lewis just gets the back end back as we fly through the village. You saw this at the start of the 3rd stage. It's actually towards the end of this stage. Eddie Lewis looks like he's had a bit of a rough ride there, John.
Yeah, he's just had a huge moment on the braking, as we've seen earlier. Maybe braking a little bit too late, but he's just come up to the finish now. He's all good. There's the red boards.
Red boards.
That was not a bad time.
So that's last stage done this rain. A few little mistakes in there which cost us some time, but yeah, good fun nevertheless.
A few mistakes there, Eddie admits. We're on board with Matt now. I love how Matt is actually running his real world livery, giving full coverage to all his sponsors there. You've got to love that, I think.
Yeah, it's a fantastic thing that we're seeing in sim racing in general, is more bespoke liveries being made and used, which I think is great because it means that drivers can, you know, show off their sponsors a bit more, give them more value. So it's a very nice thing for Matt to do. Oh, Reese Yates!
That is not what you want to do. I mean, he brings it back in style. I was liking the semi-donut there as he came back, but this has got to be a rally to forget for Reese. Oh,
he's off again.
Accident. Oh, Reese Yates, come on, man. Well, he got around that corner okay. Can he get it over the finish line? Do you know what the kicker for Reese is here, John? He got a top 5 finish on Wales. No top 5 finish here for Reese.
God, it felt like forever. I had another spin on the last one, but hey, that's rallying. So, yeah, not the best events for me, but oh God, I'm just watching the replay back. The alignment's all messed up as well. Hey, it's pretty hard.
He's as honest as you get, Reese. I'll give him that, but top 5 from each rally will qualify for the next rally. If you don't get in the top 5, you have to qualify in order to make it to the live show. And Reese is out of the top 5, John. That's a big scalp there.
Yeah, it looks like he had too many accidents and incidents, and I think he's going to have a hefty repair bill from M Sport after this one.
Thankfully, we don't have that. Matt Edwards across the line.
Got to be really happy with that, even though there's obviously quite a lot of time to be had somewhere, but I'll have to keep practicing and see if we can find that. But yeah, really happy with the end result there.
I think James Williams could do this, John. He's 4.8 faster than Matt there, and really has set the bar high. He's got a decent time now on the rally leaderboard. We're waiting for Josh Mack and James Morgan. Josh Mack crosses the line.
Yeah, it's good to get the end of Rally Spain. It was a difficult event with no room for error in places, so yeah, I think we're in a podium position, and yeah, I'm happy with that going into the second half of the season.
So decent showing from Josh McAlane there, but still quite a ways off James Williams. 2.1 down on the stage leaderboard. We're on board with James Morgan here. This is it. James Morgan essentially has to, if he beats James Williams, he's got about 4 seconds he can drop to James Williams on the rally. Can he do it?
I'm a bit nervous. I haven't seen his split times. I don't know how he's doing. But yeah, we've seen James Williams.
He's red all over apart from one. Oh my God, what's going to happen here?
I think James Williams has done it. I've got a feeling.
Here we go, he crosses the line. Where does that go? James Morgan beats him!
Final stage done, and I think I'd done just enough to beat James Williams, so it was a hard event to be fair. But looking forward to Germany now and see if we can take a third win.
Just enough! Wow! Oh, if you're not on the edge of your seat right now, forget about it. That was absolutely incredible stuff. James Williams takes the stage win by 1.6 seconds over James Morgan. However, story of the rally is James Morgan takes his second successive EBRC Invitational Rally win. Only 2.5 seconds separate Morgan and Williams right at the end there. Absolutely incredible stuff, John. What have you got to say about it?
I was super nervous. We just seen that shot at the end where James Morgan was coming and he had red sectors all over. But it looks like he was only losing a little bit of time on each sector, and he's managed to do enough to hold off James Williams and Josh McLaren. So yeah, fantastic event. I thought that was brilliant.
Definitely, absolutely incredible stuff. So we've got our results there, and if we take a look at the championship now, James Morgan, 2 perfect results, 50 points with the lead there. Josh McAlane, a second and a third, give him 33 points in second. Matt Edwards sits third with 27 points. James Williams, he had a rally to forget in Wales, and he fought till the end to get that first place, but only managed second with 22 points now. And Richard Crozier is fifth in the championship with 18 points, but looking down the leaderboard, there's a name sticking out there, a WRC2 driver, Reece Yates, 8th in the championship, only picks up 2 points from Spain. He's going to be kicking himself for that one, John.
Yeah, I think what you were alluding to earlier was maybe just the mix matching of games isn't paying off for Reece. He's obviously really good at the other game, but in this one he's struggling to have the same performance. So yeah, it's a very tricky thing to do, but well, we'll see. Maybe he'll have a better event in Germany.
Yeah, he's got to knuckle down now. He needs to get himself to maybe up his tech at home, get himself a decent PC and a decent monitor, and really push the boat out in commitment. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. This EBRC Invitational Rally has been brought to you by PC Specialist. Fantastic deal going on now right at PC Specialist. Use the code EBRC, buy yourself some gear, and get yourself on the stages on the EBRC Championship. Register at Motorsport UK or the BRC Rally website, and you could have the chance to win a test in a Fiesta R2 in real life with EDSL. Thank you very, very, very much for joining us, John. Will we see you next time?
Yes, 100%. I enjoyed it so much, and can't wait to come back for the next one. See, can James Morgan keep his winning streak going?
We shall see. We'll see you all in Germany. Thank you very much for watching. Stay home, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.